So this is not patents about AI, but rather AI making, or at least help making patents. Of course, this might be kind of a new concept to people, but AI has been helping us with many different things, many different tasks these days. We're able to enter in a little bit of a prompt and get a hopefully well thought out response from AI. I have used this myself to a limited degree because I'm curious, and it seems to be working out quite fine. I do know that there's a lawyer who used it and was given false cases, a little bit of a debacle there, but this is not about that lawyer. This is about people who use AI to make their patents about something. One of the examples of this is Stephen Thaler, I'm not sure on that one. He has made some of these patents, or at least has tried to make these patents, but has been rejected in countries like the UK, and accepted in places like South Africa and Australia. So he's really trying to push that AI can be the owner of the patent.
Okay.
And that's why he's being rejected so much. Because it's not just that he's making the patent, he wants the AI who did most of the work to now be the owner of the patent. Yeah, kind of a little bit of a mind twister and bender there. Of course, the UK has come out and said you must be a person to own a patent. Those traditional, very old-fashioned UK people.
We're sticking to tradition. Yeah. How old-fashioned.
Yeah. And of course, Stephen is saying, no, we need to expand our mind a little bit. But it starts to come into that idea of who should be owning these patents. If it is just people who can own the patent and not AI or the person who programmed AI, then how much of a patent can be AI generated before it becomes not a patentable item anymore? So 50%, 30%, 20%. If someone just randomly types in a good idea and makes the whole patent and then sends it in and gets it, it shouldn't be attributed to them. On the other hand, if a guy does 99% of the work and writes a little bit into the AI, maybe he should get the patent. It shouldn't be cancelable. But it's so ambiguous, and people are basically saying, what are we going to do about this? Another problem they said is there could be a lot of patent trolls, which are basically people who make a patent of something, but don't create the product. They sit on the patent until they can get another person to create the item, and then they can get the royalties from that person because they're like, I've got a patent for this, ha ha ha. People could do that with AI. Just type in all their great ideas, get 100 patents and wait, thousands of patents and wait. Yeah, so it's opening a whole can of worms, this AI, and this is only the tip of the iceberg. Every industry, even ones we can't even imagine right now, are going to have issues because of AI, and law is going to have to catch up to it. And they shouldn't have to catch up. They should have been preparing since the 80s, but unfortunately, humans don't work like that. We just react from moment to moment.
Sounds like me dealing with a deadline. Yeah. Just leave it until the last possible minute.
Yep.
And then,
and that's every government out there. Just joking. I'm not going to make any political statements. Everything I say is a lie and or hyperbole. So LOL. Now, have you ever tried to create something using AI?
I have tried to create a lesson plan.
Ooh.
It didn't go massively well, but I think that's a me problem. I've heard that it's the art of using AI is creating great prompts. And because I haven't really practiced or tried a lot, it just wasn't great prompts. So
what was the prompt?
I think when it came out, I was like, really something really basic, like create a book discussion lesson for 50 minutes for advanced level ESL students on James Joyce's Dubliners.
Oh yeah.
And it came out with the most sort of basic, boring lesson plan that didn't really get into any details or nuance or vocabulary. And I was like, yeah, that's not what I meant. Yeah. But I'm sure there would be a better way to do it if I could have the patience to learn how to use the AI properly.
Yeah. It's trial and error. It really is, yeah. Now, do you use AI at all in your everyday work or life?
I do use it for a good source of entertainment from time to time. I remember when I first found out about the fact sometimes it invents information. So I went through some. I imagine basically I was a tourist in Seoul. You know, plan out a day's. A fun day out, this cost and this region of Seoul and some factors. And there was finally it made something up. It invented something. I wanted a cafe tour around Apgujeong that would take about 3 hours and costing this much money. And it invented a cafe called Moon Cafe.
Oh.
I forget where it was. It described it and everything, and it told me how much the coffee was. And could I ever find this Moon Cafe by Googling around? I was like, oh, it really does.
It sounds great. Yeah. And then one day when you're walking through Apgujeong, you're going to see it. And AI is going to be like, you didn't believe me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe he is right.
Yeah. Oh, AI is a he.
He or she or they.
If it's a lie, it's a he.
Hey, I'm not that gender biased.
Anyways, wow, we have gotten off the rails with this one. We are still credible. We just like to joke around a little bit. What isn't ambiguous, though, is that the vocabulary down below will be good for your everyday English. So go ahead and try to use it as much as possible, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Credible.
Credible.
Appeal.
Appeal.
Weigh in.
Weigh in.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
Subjective.
Subjective.